My name is Maryam.
My name is Ala.
And I am a Libyan American living in Pennsylvania.
Where do I say I'm from? And I am a Palestinian Iraqi Brit living in New York, but now staying with Maryam in Pennsylvania.
And as my friend from New York by way of the UK, she's been spending Ramadan with my family because she was living in New York. We just couldn't have Ala spending Ramadan by herself. So she came a couple weeks before Ramadan so we could quarantine, and then has been with us ever since. So Ramadan is a holy month in Islam. It's a month of fasting. So Muslims around the world wake up at dawn or before dawn and eat what's called suhoor, and then they fast from all food and water until maghrib or sunset.
We don't eat or drink anything. Yes. Not even water.
So had it not been for quarantine, my Ramadan would definitely look a little bit different. Definitely would have been seeing a lot more friends, having dinner with a lot of people, friends, loved ones, family members.
I would have been completely by myself in New York in my really tiny apartment, probably breaking my fast every day alone and really, really missing my family. I felt very, very blessed and very, very lucky to have family who's taken me in like one of their own. Getting emotional.
Oh.
Stop it. The fact that Maryam's family have welcomed me with open arms encapsulates what the spirit of Ramadan is about.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm preparing today is Gedid, which is basically Libyan lamb jerky. Started the process yesterday and basically cut up the lamb and seasoned it and just left it to sit overnight. And so that's what it looks like. And then now we have to put it in the dehydrator for like 6 or 7 hours.
We've been quite creative.
Yeah, we've made a lot. A lot of that is owed to Ala.
I wish you guys could have like a slideshow of all the different foods we've actually made at this point.
Okay, so Ala's helping me out, getting a head start on the mulkhiyya. Just slicing and dicing some onions.
Just slicing some onions so that we can boil the chicken. So making essentially the broth.
Yay!
We've all been going through very different like variations of Ramadan, I guess, at different points throughout the month.
Gedid is in process. It smells really good. But it's interesting, I feel like we all have very different experiences on a day-to-day basis, but we're not uncomfortable sharing them.
I mean, it's been a great month.
It's been memorable. There's been a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
A lot of laughs at the dinner table.
A lot of laughs. I'm gonna miss that kitchen.
Hello, my name is Iman. I am from Minnesota, but I currently live in Seoul, South Korea. Wow, my Ramadan has already been so different since living in Korea for about over 5 years now. But here in Korea, I would say it's a very lonely Ramadan. In quarantine, my situation is a bit different because Seoul is not necessarily on lockdown. We are just social distancing, taking the necessary precautions, wearing masks wherever we go, and following whatever guidelines and rules the government puts out. Before, there were no regulations, right, to prevent us from going to the mosque and praying in congregation or meeting up for iftars and breaking our fasts with friends or hanging out on the weekends and then having suhoor together at a 24-hour restaurant and whatnot. So I feel like the fact that we have to follow and abide specific rules, that's what's changed, feeling really restricted. I still go to work. I definitely have to wear a mask.
That says wear a mask.
My contact with people is very different. Even my students are all spread out within the classroom. They're not too close together. I wouldn't break my fast again with family and whatnot. I'm usually teaching at that time. So I do take a moment to break my fast and then get right back to work. My situation is very, very, very unique to this whole Ramadan experience than most people, but definitely making it work and making the best of it.
My name is Rima Dahbour. I'm from Jordan. I'm living in Amman, and Ramadan this year would have been completely different if it wasn't for quarantine. So for me, Ramadan has always been the most social time of the year. You get to catch up with all of the family and friends that you don't usually have the time to see during the year and sit together and have a great meal. Usually, you are invited to somebody iftar every single day. Unfortunately, this year has been completely different. I'm actually a fashion designer, and Ramadan is usually a very busy time for us. Unfortunately, this year we had no orders for outfits for Eid or for the weddings that usually happen after Ramadan, which were all completely cancelled.
So this is one of the busiest streets in Amman for buying shoes and dresses, and then as you can see, there's not many people inside, even though we're only 2 days away from Eid.
In Jordan, we were forced to be home by 7 p.m. Where sunset is around at 8, and you're not allowed to use your car every single day, so it would depend on your license plate if it's an odd or even number, so that they didn't want too many people in the streets.
So this is Rainbow Street, which is usually a very busy street filled with restaurants. It's fully closed. Not a lot of people are walking here. Most of the shops are closed with no customers inside.
The sirens go off at around 7 p.m. So you need to make sure that you're done and you're home if it's the time that you're allowed to drive in. It did create a special memory where I found out that I can actually cook great food every single day. Learn that you are capable of cooking. Nonetheless, even though we were very lonely during this time, I think that it was the only Ramadan that wasn't so busy and kind of focusing on yourself and to have a little bit more of a spiritual Ramadan, in my opinion. Even though it has been an unusual Ramadan, but I'm very optimistic and hopeful for what's next.
Abu Dhabi Quarantine Chronicles and Ramadan Vlogmadan, whatever you want to call it. It's your girl Hanan, and you guys are gonna be coming along with me on my journey today. I forgot to mention, I'm not from Abu Dhabi, from Seattle, and I got stuck here about 2 months ago. Came to visit and my flight was suspended and I've been stuck here ever since. I'm one of the lucky ones though, because Abu Dhabi is basically home. I was born here and it's kind of home away from home. I'm not stuck here. I would just say it's an extended vacation. Abu Dhabi is very interesting because they've implemented a lockdown where the residents are not able to go out during, you know, typical Ramadan hours. But since the COVID-19 pandemic, we are not allowed to be out after 10 p.m. Since you fasting all day, you want to go out after 10 p.m. but you can't because COVID-19 is lockdown. They do a sanitation. I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. Go into the grocery store. Typically I would not leave during the day when I'm fasting, just because, you know, I be hungry, we be hungry, and you don't want to lose your energy. So you guys are gonna come along with me. So in order to be outside, you are required to wear a mask. It's not optional. It's a governmental mandate. Like, everyone has to wear masks. Stores will provide you with gloves. Like, they take your fever when you're walking in. So I'm gonna see if I can get this on camera. So my mask broke and I can't go into the mall without a mask. But thank God he has a mask for me. Replacement mask. Mask on deck. We made it in the mall. And we have to wear gloves. Is this required? I guess in the mall it's required. Everything is shut down, literally. Only thing open in this place is the grocery store down there. That's it. Stickers around the mall implementing social distancing. You have to maintain a distance of 3 steps. This is so crazy because in like the West, in America and like London and stuff, you would never see celebrate Eid. You would never see Eid sales, Ramadan sales. Like, this is so normal here. So we made it back home and there's about, how long left to Uttar? 40 minutes left. I can't wait to eat. I'm so hungry. I'll show you guys what we were having for iftar. Should we lie and say we cooked the biryani? Right? Okay. So I'm gonna show you guys what we cooked. These are 2 Ramadan staples, dates and vimto. If you don't know what vimto is, go out and try it. It's banging.
My name is Zayn. I am originally Lebanese and Palestinian, but I was born and raised in London, which is where I am right now. So I graduated from medical school last August. I don't think a typical day in quarantine Ramadan actually exists for me. It's been a bit weird in that sense. Like, some days I am super productive, like revising my Arabic notes, revising my medical notes, making loads of music, and then other days it's just literally me lazing around the house. Good morning, guys. So I've just woken up. So I'm just heading over to the studio space we built at the back of our garden. That's where I've been the most productive. The first thing I'm going to do today is start doing some Arabic homework. Ever since quarantine started, I haven't been able to do lessons in person, so I have an Arabic tutor who I meet with twice a week virtually. So I've got some homework for tomorrow, and that's what I'll probably do for the next half an hour. When the situation started getting quite bad, I was actually in Lebanon, so they literally gave us 3 days to catch a flight back to our homes, otherwise we'd have been stuck there. So I would have probably been in Lebanon studying classical Arabic, making loads of music, relaxing, chilling out. One of my friends from Canada, his name is Kuku, really cool producer, so we're just gonna have a meeting and see exactly what he needs. Bro, this is so good, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna spend some time recording to it then. Put it in drive, I'll be outside, I'll be on the way. So pitchy. Tonight for iftar, we will be having manaish, which is kind of like a Lebanese pizza. I think some of my favorite memories from this Ramadan have been the ones of me and my dad in the kitchen, learning his recipes, learning the stories behind those recipes are things that I've never really had the opportunity to do before. I think that's been my favorite thing. I think in a nutshell, this Ramadan has just been very different. It has its pros and it has its cons, but I've never really had a Ramadan like this. Thanks for joining a day in my life in Ramadan in quarantine. I hope it was insightful. Peace.